Good evening, Tsupiteros, and welcome to another edition of Pillow Talks. I know, the last time we did this was like a year ago, and what can I say? We were busy, but we have time now, and we plan to do this again regularly, hopefully on a weekly basis. As long as we have things to talk about in the market, then we can probably do this regularly. This week, I want to talk about those stocks that have been moving in the market recently, which are, those stocks that have been or that are associated with the incoming administration, or shall we say the BBM stocks. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about this weekend, tonight. But before I begin, I'd like to say that this video is not financial advice and is only for educational purposes only. Okay? Let's begin by trying to analyze the market first. Let's see where we are, where's the market heading. So let me show you the charts. So here is the weekly chart of the PSEI index right now, and you'll see that if we exclude this bar right here, remember one bar here is 1 week. So if we remove this bar here, the market's actually been dropping for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight weeks in a row. And the weekly chart is now pointing to that prices are now at oversold conditions. So if the weekly charts are oversold, lalo na yung daily charts, okay? The daily charts are like extremely oversold already, okay? So the markets are oversold from both the daily and the weekly perspective. And if you look at the bigger picture, you'll see that we're now approaching previous lows of right here. The previous low here is about 6,270. The previous low here is 6,156. And the previous low here is 6,080. So there are support levels at around the 6,200 to 6,300 levels. Okay? So why is it that previous lows are areas of support? The reason is that if let's say you're somebody who sold at 6,200, 6,300, and then you saw the market climb all the way up to 7,400 and 7,500. Wouldn't you want to buy back when the market drops back down to 6,200 to 6,300? So that's the rationale behind it. Okay, that is why the market will hold above these levels at 6,200 to 6,300. Okay? I think there is a very low probability that the markets will easily drop below those levels because of the reasons that I've stated. And probably the worst thing that can happen is that the markets will probably just move sideways above 6,200 to 6,300. Of course, the best case is that, it pops back up and climbs back up towards maybe the 6,800 to 6,900 levels. So that's the best case scenario. Okay? Maybe we'll get a scenario somewhere in between those two scenarios. Okay? So if you want to capitalize on the market by being oversold, then of course you want to buy the blue chip stocks, and there's a number of blue chip stocks that are currently trading at oversold conditions right now. And for those who aren't afraid to bottom pick the market, I think this coming week may be a good time to do it, if not last Friday already. Okay, so that's it for my market analysis. Again, I expect the market to bounce very soon. Before I continue, I'd like to thank and acknowledge one of our sponsors, APS Online. If you want to trade with a broker with excellent research and daily market reports and updated analysis, do trade with APS Online. Okay, I'm gonna show you now a PowerPoint presentation that I created. Okay, and I'll be explaining these stocks that are currently moving right now because they could benefit from the incoming administration, or they are currently associated and are perceived to benefit from this incoming administration. Okay, so I've divided these stocks into two categories. So the first one are the stocks with close relationships to the Marcos family. Okay? And the second one are the Dennis Uy stocks. Okay? So I'll explain it to you one by one. First of all, there's ARA and Web. Okay? Why are ARA and Web moving right now? That's because their chairman and CEO is Mr. Gregorio Araneta, or Mr. Greggy Araneta. Mr. Greggy is the husband of Irene Marcos. And Irene Marcos is the sister of BBM. Okay? So that's for ARA and Web. Secondly, we have Benguet Corporation. Okay? So if you'll notice, even before the elections happened, Benguet has been very resilient and has been quite strong. It's been one of a handful of stocks that's been moving upward despite the weakness of the entire market. And why is this so? This is because Benguet is owned by Palm Avenue Holdings and Palm Avenue Holdings Company. Okay? These two companies were previously owned by Mr. Cocoy Romualdez. Okay? So, these two companies, they own 42%, almost 43% of Benguet A and almost 18% of Benguet B. Okay? They used to be, these shares or these companies used to be the subject of sequestration cases and are believed to be, one of the vehicles being used by the Marcos regime before to hide their ill-gotten wealth. So I think these shares are now inherited, I believe, by Kokoy's son, who is Martin Romualdez, who is currently a congressman right now in the House of Representatives. Okay? And then we have BKR and Prim. Okay? If you look at the board of directors of BKR and Prim, you won't find Mr. Romualdez's name there. Even if you check out the top 100 shareholders, his name won't appear anywhere. Okay? However, there is these huge number of shares being held by Lucky Securities in both BKR and Prim. And Lucky Securities actually own more than 80% of both BKR and Prim. And these shares are believed to be owned by, or most of these shares are believed to be owned by Mr. Martin Romualdez. Okay, who again is Mr. Martin Romualdez? Mr. Martin Romualdez is the nephew of Imelda Marcos and is the son of her brother, the late Kokoy Romualdez. Okay, he is currently a congressman in the House of Representatives, and is the leading candidate right now to be the next Speaker of the House. Okay. Before I continue, I would like to acknowledge again one of our sponsors, AAA Equities. If you'd like to trade with a broker that have automated stops and automated buy stops and sell stops, do trade with AAA Equities. Okay, let me continue. Dewey stocks or Dennis Uy stocks are another one of those stocks that have been moving recently because of the election win, or the election win of BBM. Of course, we have Phoenix, Dito, Chelsea, and PHR. But PHR may be bought out by Bloom soon, no? So it's actually moving not because it's related to Dennis Uy, but it's actually moving right now because of that news that Bloom might actually buy into the subsidiary that is working on the casino in Cebu. And then finally, we have Atok Big Wedge, which is actually moving right now also because its vice chairman is Mr. Dennis Uy. And its chairman is no other than RVO, or Mr. Roberto Ongpin, who used to be a Minister of Commerce and Industry during the Marcos administration. Okay? So, those are all the Marcos or BBM related stocks that I know. If you know any other, or if I missed any other Marcos related stocks, do let me know and write it in the comments below. Okay? Among these stocks, I would probably prioritize on those that are owned by either Greggy Araneta or Martin Romualdez. Okay? They have the closest ties with the Marcos family. And with regards to Dennis Uy, parang we're not, although Dennis Uy isn't unfavorable to the incoming administration, we're not really sure how favorable he is, right? So that's why if you look at the charts of all these stocks, you'll notice that Chelsea, Dito, and Phoenix, they aren't moving as strongly as the others. So I would prioritize, again, I would probably prioritize Web, ARA, Prim, and BKR. And then my second choice would be AB. And then my third choice would be those the Dennis Uy stocks. Okay? As for those, I wouldn't want to say anti-BBM stocks, but as for those pro-Lenny stocks, obviously there is ABS-CBN, okay? And if you'll notice, recently, all the Ayala companies have been weak recently, okay? And this is because the market is perceiving the Ayala to be pro-Lenny, or I don't know, pro or Dilawan, okay? That is the reason why they have been weak recently. But I don't know. I think there is an opportunity here with Ayala Corp will still be Ayala Corp regardless if they are pro Lenny or pro Marcos. And these companies are just too big to fail. And although they probably will not get a lot of government deals, they will still be profitable in the future. So I think although they are quite weak at the moment, I believe that there is an opportunity to buy these stocks low right now, especially the big ones, Ayala Corp, Ayala Land, and ACEN, which are very much extremely oversold already right now. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this maiden a video of Pillow Talks again, and hope to see you again soon, or hope to see you again next week. Bye for now.